Well, Mandur may be peaceful due to prohibitory orders, but the villages are not. Prohibitory orders under Section 144 of the CRPC have been imposed on Mandur. Now, this has actually facilitated dumping of municipal waste at the landfill site in the village. About 30 people were arrested a week ago when they protested against the dumping of trash. The BBMP had given a written assurance that from June 1, no trash would be dumped in Mandur, but it is going on unabated. Mandur villagers have convened a meeting today to decide their further strategy. In fact, we are getting information that residents of Mandur might move court over the ban imposed by the state government over there. In fact, Section 144 has been imposed. Now, with Section 144 of the IPC imposed almost 4 days ago, it means people will not be able to assemble there in large numbers and also protest. But as of now, we're told that the villagers are devising alternate ways to fight the BBMP and the government. Now, some of the villagers are actually suggesting to stop trucks much before Mandur because prohibitory orders are imposed in a 2-kilometer radius. So their idea is, let's come out of the village, let's get out of the 2-kilometer radius and then stop the trucks. Hence, they can't be arrested by the police. Now, BBMP Commissioner Lakshmi Narayana had said that he will request villagers to cooperate with them for the next 6 to 8 months, but this was struck down by the Chief Principal Secretary, who stated that the BBMP will have 4 months, and within 4 months they will have to get alternate measures in place. While all that is happening in the city, well, the city is struggling. Uncleared garbage was seen on 8th Main Road in Jeevan Bhima Nagar. Then in Adugodi, in Aditya Green Apartment Road near Amrutahalli, Majestic, SJP Road near Town Hall, Vijayanagar, Jayanagar, basically in different parts of the city. The garbage contractors have actually dumped garbage. Again, Mandur may be peaceful as of now, but that's all due to the prohibitory orders that are in place. Prohibitory orders under Section 144 have been imposed in Mandur with a 2-kilometer radius. That means people cannot assemble in large numbers. Now, thanks to the prohibitory orders, this has actually facilitated dumping of municipal waste at the landfill site in the village. Now, we must remember that about 30 people were arrested a week ago when they protested against the dumping of trash. They were taken to the Anekal police station. Now, the BBMP had given a written assurance that from June 1, no trash would be dumped in Mandur, but it is still going on unabated. Mandur villagers have convened a meeting today to decide their future strategy. In fact, for more on this, I'm joined by my colleague Bansi, who is at Mandur as of now. Bansi, first of all, tell us what's the situation over there?
Well, Nolan, at Mandur in eastern Bengaluru, the dumping of garbage continues because for the villagers, they were seeking respite from this. They were seeking that garbage dumping be stopped. But until now, all their protests have not really yielded any fruit because even as many of the villagers were arrested, those who had protested, let's recall that the village had also observed a fund. Now, how big is the village? It's about over 1,000 families will live here, and this is a rather large village. And this is on the eastern extremity.
Bansi, I'll come back to you over there, but my colleague Bansi right there in Mandur, we'll get back to him and find out what's happening. But as of now, Section 144 has been imposed, and now this is actually facilitating the dumping of garbage. Now, the Mandur residents are up in arms. They are adamant that regardless of what the government does, they will still fight for their rights. They will still fight for their village. And all this is because of an agreement that was signed between them and the BBMP last year, which stated that the BBMP would not dump Bangalore's garbage there from the 31st of May 2014. But with the BBMP actually sleeping on the job, not coming out with any decisions as to what's to be done next, the BBMP wanted to extend this, but the Mandur residents decided that enough is enough and no means no. Now, considering what all happened, people came out in protest. Protesters were arrested. Women folk were also arrested. And as of now, Section 144 has been imposed. But the villagers are also planning on various other ways in order to bypass this Section 144. In fact, some of the villagers tell us that prohibitory orders are around a radius of 2 kilometers. So they might actually come out of that particular radius and then stop trucks. Well, Bansi, coming back to you, you were telling us about the situation over there.
Well, Nolan, at Mandur, now for those who don't know where Mandur is on the eastern extremity of Bengaluru. This is beyond the suburban areas of Bengaluru. This is almost near Hoskote. Now, Mandur, the village is about 1,000 plus houses, 1,000 plus families living here. Now, where is the dumping yard? The dumping yard is not in the village, but beside the village. Now, most of the villagers hold land holdings there in the area where they do the dumping. Now, dumping has been going on since 2006. The protests have been going on since 2008. Now, what is important about this round of protests is that villagers are seeking some kind of a firm resolution from the government that they will stop dumping at Mandur once and for all. Because the villagers just now, the government is seeking time. They have spoken to some of the village representatives, and they have sought for about 3 months' time, saying that they would continue dumping for about 3 months, that the villagers shouldn't protest. And until now, the villagers, because we've seen this dumping going on for so many years now, since 2006, almost 8 years. So for the villagers, this is a 3-month period that the government is seeking. So will the villagers comply is the question. Some of the villagers are quite fine with this, because they say as long as the government stops it once and for all, because for the villagers, they've had many complaints. Now, if we pan the cameras, we will show you this is a health center. This is the government hospital at Mandur. Now, many of the complaints are from here. This is the primary health center at Mandur. You can see this, and as we pan the cameras, we will also show you a primary health center for animals. That is a veterinary center that is on the other side of the road. That is the center. That is the center for animals. Now, both these centers have reported high incidence of very rare infections, very rare skin infections, because dumping of garbage has gone on for many years. Many villagers reporting very rare, unusual rashes, very rare, unusual infections. And this is something which has not gone unnoticed, even for the government. The government is well aware of it. The government knows fully well the reason for it. Also, the government is very well aware that the groundwater reserves at certain points have been contaminated with E. coli and with other bacteria. So the government also quite understands it. It's not like the government doesn't know. But for the villagers, the option is to tell the government that not Mandur anymore. We have taken the garbage of the city for about 8 years now. It is time you stop dumping here. That is the villagers' plea. Dump it anywhere else. In fact, let's remember that just about a year and a half or 2 years ago, when the first problem broke out about dumping of garbage, they had proposed several plans, one of which was to incinerate garbage ward-wise or area-wise. But that really has not, the government not really going on with that. Will the government now finally consider those proposals is the big question.
Now, Bansi, apart from that, we also have information that the Mandur residents are planning to meet over this. Can you tell us more about that?
Well, the residents of Mandur had observed a bandh. This was earlier this week. But now the residents, we've also seen the government clamping down with Section 144. Section 144 means that more than 5 people cannot gather in a place, make speeches, carry arms, protest. All this is banned. So even as Section 144 is in force, many of the villagers, many of the protesters were picked up by the police, detained at different locations, and they have been sent back. So the villagers now planning a different kind of strategy. How do they go ahead with the protest? Surely they cannot protest here. So how do they go ahead with the protest? How do they really tell the government stop dumping garbage here? These are the questions before the villagers. Will they choose to protest in Bengaluru? Will they protest in a different way here in Mandur? Because as long as they protest singly, each person protesting in different places, the government cannot do anything. It's only when they come together to protest as a group, more than 5 persons, only then can Section 144 be invoked and those persons arrested. So if they protest singly outside their house, holding a placard then, or inside the house, well, the government cannot do much. So for the villagers, the big question is, how will they continue to protest even as 144 is in force, Nolan?
Right, Bansi, thank you very much for all those details. In fact, Section 144 has been imposed, but the villagers are actually convening a meeting today in order to see what else can they do to stop the garbage trucks from dumping garbage in their village.